Hello everyone and welcome to the Digimon card game booster box unboxing video. This time we're going to be unboxing the English version of BT09, which is X-Record. So let's get into it. So let's see what we've got. We've got an update pack, which has memory, at least these two as the promo cards. I can't remember if there's anything. Oh, there we are. So these are the other cards that we can get. I think from memory I've got them all in the Japanese version anyway, but that's super cool to have. And then we get our box topper alt art, which is Puyoyomon, which is Jellymon's baby form. So that's pretty cool. We'll put that over there and we'll see if we can remember to open that at the end of the video and not just forget once I'm done with the box. And also return to another game of how quickly can I run out of space. Now, I mentioned this in the EX2 English unboxing, but these booster packs are a little bit bigger than the previous English ones. They have a little bit more wiggle room above the card. They don't just cut off directly above the card, which is nice, especially because I open booster packs like this, which tends to make people slightly anxious for reasons, I guess. It would be sad, but also funny if I cut off a card in the middle of a video. So, mini Decamon. I thought it was just Decamon, but I guess I honestly can't remember what its Japanese name is now. If it's mini Decamon or if it's actually mini Decachimon, and I've just been incorrect my entire life. Who knows? And by entire life, I mean like since 2005 or whenever that character debuted. Atama Decachimon. It's interesting they didn't try to translate that, because Atama means head and Deca means big. So it's kind of weird they didn't just call it just Big Headmon. It's weird the things that they will and won't translate, or will or won't give different names to. Dexterugamon, Mekumon. I like Mekumon's art here. And we've got Metal Garurumon X Antibody. So again, I'm probably going to stop mentioning this at some point, but the English packs no longer come with that final little filler card that has the memory gauge counter on the back, and a little bit either of in the Japanese ones like an ad for the currently airing anime, or in the English side of things having a list of all the cards in the set. I kind of like the extra card. I'm kind of sad that they stopped putting those in. I enjoyed them. They also just look nice when I'm putting all the cards in like their binder. So where am I going? There we are. My piles haven't messed up too badly, but I'm seeing that my option card piles always get kind of swallow up the other piles, so I might just make a little bit more room for myself, just for future me, because future me will not be too happy when I realise that I've also created an extra purple pile. There we go. Yeah, a few of these unboxings I've just given up on my piles and just started throwing cards on the table, which is all well and good for the me who is recording the video, but not good at or fun at all for the person who needs to reorganize the cards, which is also me. It's just me from 30 minutes in the future. And every time I'm just surprised about it, like, oh, I had to put effort into organizing these. I can't just leave these cards lying around. The answer was no. No, I cannot. I love how Megadramon here in this art is fighting Giromon, and it looks to be fighting in the Digimon World Coliseum there. So that's kind of cool. Now, since I unboxed EXE2 and I started putting option cards on the Tamer pile. That's what I've done wrong. Since I noticed that in EX2 we have Susie Wong, who is Henry's little sister in Digimon Tamers. In the English version of the dub is called Susie Wong. In the Japanese version, she's called Shuchon Ri, so Lee Shuchon, or however you want to say that. And that's fine. Like, those have been the two different names depending on if you're watching the English version or the Japanese version. However, interestingly, they chose to go with her name being... where's my red pile? I don't know where my red pile is. It's become the black pile somehow, despite being very different colours. But yeah, they've gone with both. They've combined the names. They've called her Susie Shichong. No, not Susie. Shichong Wong. So that was an interesting little thing. I tweeted about it, and I found out on Twitter that that's her Spanish name. So that's interesting. I'm not sure if it's because they wanted to use her Spanish name or if they just accidentally translated her last name, kept her last name as it is in the Japanese version, but saw that her name was Susie in the English version. I'm not sure what went on there, but ever since then I'm paying more attention to that. I have messed up my piles again. I don't know how I keep on doing that. Raptor is eating something. That's cool. But, yeah, so... Have I not have any black? Yes, I have. I'm just very blind. But, what am I... I need to, like, I need to reassess my life. I'm having a very big problem oh, that's cute art. But, oh, yeah, so I'm trying to pay more attention to the names that they give the tamer cards. Because previously I haven't really given much attention to the tamer cards. I've just always just assumed that they are right. But because the tamers do tend to have different names in the Japanese version and the English version, I guess there's kind of room for error there. Just like how sometimes we have a mix between the Japanese and English names in this card game for Digimon, like we have Creepymon, despite him being called Demon a few times. Well, that's nice art. And we've actually, surprisingly, the card game, for what I've seen, call Cherubimon and not Kirpymon, which usually if they're calling Demon Creepymon, they're also calling Cherubimon Kirpymon. And they also call the attack Desperado Blaster, which has been always called Desperado Blaster in the dub. They call it Death Parade Blaster, because that's what they called it in Cyber Sleuth, I believe. So that's interesting. It is nice to see Ghost Game characters like Calsgamamon. Gazimon X Antibody looks so much more horrifying than the regular Gazimon. Where's my green pile? I apparently started putting blue cards on the green pile, because why not? And then there's Magnamon X Antibody. For memory, when I originally unboxed my Japanese version of BT09, I got this in alt art, but I never actually got the normal one. I think I had to buy that as a single later on. Snip, sip, snip. I'm still hoping that the card game will eventually have like an Appmon booster set. But to do that, they'll have to put the give the Appmon characters Digimon-esque levels. Like same with the characters they had with Cross Wars. They gave the Cross Wars characters Digimon levels rather than just their different levels that they had been given for Cross Wars. Well, that's cool. So they'll have to do the same if they want to put Appmon in this, which shouldn't be too hard. It should be even, in fact, easier than Cross Wars, because Cross Wars kind of had their own, like, leveling completely. Like, it just sort of ignored most of the evolution stages, because it was more like just combining it. So they were just combining each other. Like, you have child-level Digimon, but they were just kind of called, like, I mean, in Appmon it's just called Standard. And I haven't messed up yet. I thought I had, but I hadn't. But yeah, so in Cross Wars you have like you know, your child evolution, and then it would evolve into like their perfect level, but it wasn't really called perfect. So they kind of had to give them the normal Digimon stages in order to be used with the rest of the franchise. And they'd have to do the same for... Oh, that's nice art. Yeah, they'd have to do the same for Atmon, which should be much easier because Atmon had standard, which is your child level, and then it kind of evolved into what would be equivalent of an adult, and then perfect, and then mega. And it didn't have any other extras except for that. It only had those stages, and each of the kids had one. Like the version of mega in Atmon was called God, and they had like their super level and God level, and I can't remember the other one. So they had standard, super, God, and something else memory. And you know, so that's even easier because there's the same amount of levels. They don't have baby levels, is the only thing. They don't have their usual baby forms. Like, as far as I recall, the Atmon never got any of those. But that shouldn't be too hard. Just give them... Just give them, like, someone else's baby forms. Like, that shouldn't be too hard. Or, I would love it, but I doubt they would. Finally give them their baby forms. Ooh, that's an alt art, I think. It's pretty cool. I love that. That's very nice. I'm going to put that to the side. Yeah, I guess this is just now an Atmon video because I need to rewatch Atmon. I think I've only seen it actually once. I think I haven't seen it since it came out. But it is my favourite season, but I haven't rewatched it. I have them on DVD. I bought the DVD, all 4 giant box sets of Atmon as they came out. They never got released on Blu-ray or in a full collection. They were just released in several things. Oh dear, my phone is hot. I have to speed up, or I'll have to do this in 2 parts like I've done for a few videos. So, just going to blow on the phone. My apologies, I need to stop talking and start... oh, that's nice. I need to stop talking and start actually unboxing them. I mean, it's no terrible... no, like, loss if I have to, like, put this in the fridge for 5 minutes and record this in 2 parts. I've done it before. Many times. But sometimes when it says the device is hot, it survives for another 15 minutes. Sometimes it survives for about 1 minute until it decides, hey, I'm not going to record anymore. So really I have to speed up. It's not even particularly warm today. That's the thing. I mean, it's the warmest it's been all winter. It's 18 degrees Celsius, which is not warm by any means. But, like, I mean, it's warm for winter. It's August, so it's, I mean, as of recording this, August just started, so it's barely August. But, yeah, so that's a great art of Tesla Jellymon. Yeah, I don't know why my phone decided to get hot. I probably have to, like, do a full format of my phone just to give it some more life, because I haven't, like, formatted it for ages, probably since I first got it, actually. So that's fun. You'd think for someone working in IT, I would keep my electronics in much better condition than I do. Like, I also have, like, it's recommended that you, like, format your computer and your hard drive often. And I haven't, and I've had it since 2017, and I haven't formatted it, haven't done anything. I hate how they call Maycrackmon. As someone with the birth name of May, I don't like Maycrackmon. It's just a weird choice they went there. But yeah, I don't format my computer, I don't format my phone. My reasoning is I'm lazy and I have to back stuff up. I don't want to back stuff up, even though I know it'll make everything faster. I just don't. I don't know. It's like the people who know better don't often act like it. Like, you know, I'll give anyone IT advice, but I won't follow it myself. I'm bad at following my own advice. Like, you listen to me, but don't do what I do. Just don't. I do not take care of my electronics. Format your computer. It'll speed it up. If you think your computer's slow, turn it off at night. There's my advice number 1. and actually, like, don't just leave it running. I leave mine running all the time, but just don't do that. And format it. Microsoft gives you like a bunch of space with OneDrive. Use that and use that to back it up. Or just do a purge of all the stuff that you don't need, because if I have tons of files that I don't even need, but I just don't clean up because like I would have to go through them and that would take effort. But yeah, reformat your computer. Completely flatten it if you have to. Do a full reset. Windows got that as a functionality. Just go to the Windows icon, start typing reset, reset it. There's even an option for keeping the files, but it's not a full reset, but you can definitely do that. That'll definitely help. And also, but what I do, and I guess you could do this too if you're like me and lazy, click on the Windows button and type in disk cleanup, or start typing it, it should come up. Because Windows likes to keep tons of update files in case you do need to do a restore. And by the way, my computer doesn't update anymore. It just keeps on failing each one. That would definitely be fixed by me formatting my computer. And if a client came to me and was like, hey, my computer doesn't do that, and all my other troubleshooting, like deleting all the other updates, completely restarting the service, etc., etc. If all that doesn't work, I just say, hey, I'm going to reformat your computer, back everything up with OneDrive. It'll be done in like a few hours, and then their computer will run faster because of it. But yeah, so anyway, so Windows likes to keep a bunch of old update files, so you can roll back if an update breaks, because Windows updates do that. But if you don't want it, if you don't really care about that, or you've just got if you haven't ever done this before, if you're in disk cleanup, there should be an admin option, which is like clear system files. So then just click on that, and it'll ask you to authenticate as an administrator. Click yes, or put in your admin details, whatever, and so you click that, and then you wait for a while for it to load up, and once it's done, you scroll down for, I think it's like old Windows versions or old versions of Windows or something along those lines, and it should be a very, very high in gigabytes. That's how much space your machine's taking up. So you want to click that. And, Magnadramon X Antibody, one of my favorites. I just like Magnadramon. Yeah, so click that, and you also probably want to clear, like, log files, temporary files, Internet Explorer cache, recycle bin, probably anything that's taking up a lot of space. Click those, click OK, it'll start going through and deleting those things, and your computer might even be, like, you might have, like, 40 gigabytes of space now. And that's how much space Windows update files take up. And it's that's just the wrong pile completely, I think, yes. And yeah, it's surprising that, like, that feels like kind of common knowledge to me. Aw, he's pulling the prank on Motimon. Yeah, that seems like kind of obvious-ish knowledge to me, but it's not. Like, and the amount of people who actually do that, there's not many of them, and just doing that can clear up a whole bunch of space on your computer. Like, a lot of people just know about the defrag option in Windows, and that's fine. There are, like, third-party programs that can do a lot better than that, but that's fine. But, yeah, I just definitely recommend to do the disk cleanup, because it has a lot of stuff. Windows does save a lot of stuff and doesn't delete them. They're like me. Windows is a lot like me. It doesn't delete the stuff that it should. I don't know why it's holding on to the past. You don't need Windows update files from several years ago. You just don't. Especially if you're on Windows 11 and you're happy on Windows 11, you may as well clear that all out, because I guarantee you that those will still be Windows 10 files. And unless you're considering rolling back, don't bother. Just don't bother keeping Windows 10 files lying around, because that takes up a lot of space. My computer at home is not good enough to upgrade to Windows 11 because it doesn't have the TPM that it needs, because that's a security measure, so you can have BitLocker running on your machine. There's other ways to BitLocker, but that way's the easiest, rather than having to put in a password every time you sign into your machine. and it's more secure, but it requires an extra module installed, which Windows 11 is having as mandatory. And yeah, so there's my IT advice. I hope that it was helpful, unless, cool boy. He's cool, and he's a boy. He's cool boy. He's me, or what I hope to be. But yeah, I hope that advice helped someone. I don't know how these become like lessons. I'm not qualified to teach anything. I just talk, and I talk from my own experiences. And as you can see, I don't often follow my own advice. But I mean, I do the disc cleanup, because that is a lot easier and doesn't require me backing up my stuff. Which, backing up your stuff is always good. Always back up your stuff. I don't do it, but you definitely should. Don't like do what I do. Keep backups. Oh, our other alt art is Jellymon. Does that mean no secret? I think that means no secret. Oh well. Because I think we've got 2 guaranteed alt arts, or 1 secret from memory, or 1 secret and 1 alt art. I can't remember the exact stats. I just know that my X2 English booster, I did better than those stats, which is always good. And my phone's still recording, so that's good. But I don't want to tempt fate, and I'm not going to slow down. I'm sorry if you like looking at the cards as I'm unboxing them. You might have to pause if you see a card that you want to look at. And our last card is Wargreymon X Antibody. And I almost forgot, quickly before my phone decides it doesn't want to record anymore. Snip, 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 snip. I don't think I cut that low enough. I did though, apparently, go me. It's got 2 cards in here. So it's P77 Wizardmon, reading a little book, probably about the magical witches, and Boutmon. So we've got that in like a foil, that not in a foil. I think they come in 2 varieties. One's a foil, one's not. So you can get a foil Wizardmon or a non-foil Boutmon, which is kind of cool. And I love that he's training with Galmon. Like, that's a pretty good duo. They're pretty good friends. But in any case, that's the X-Record BT09 booster box. I'm going to go put my phone in the fridge because, ouch, it is hot. Maybe my blowing on it helped and that's why I'm still recording. But I still just don't want to tempt fate. So in any case, let me know your thoughts about this set or anything I've talked about in the comments below. Like this video if at least maybe disc cleanup helped you at all, or just like it anyway because it makes me happy. So subscribe if you haven't already, and of course, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!